For thousands of years, people have loved to watch and play sports. From the ancient Olympic Games in Greece to the Super Bowl, sports are an important part of the human experience. But out of all the sports that exist, which are the most popular? I'm Mike with List 25, and here are the 25 most popular sports in the world. Wrestling, and no, not the WWE kind, is one of the oldest sports, dating back 15,000 years. It's popular in high school and collegiate settings all over the world. In 1896, wrestling was named a foundational sport in the Olympic Games.
24.
Water polo was invented in England and combines elements of many different sports into one. It grew in popularity all over the world and became an Olympic sport in the 1900s.
23.
Though the International Table Tennis Association was formed in 1925 in Berlin, the sport really took off in China and other Asian countries. It became an official Olympic sport in 1988.
22.
Starting in Ireland over 3,000 years ago, hurling shares many features with Gaelic football and is one of the fastest gameplay sports in the world. Hurling is primarily popular in English-speaking countries like England, Australia, and New Zealand.
21.
Originally, skiing wasn't a sport, but a form of transportation in the mountains. After the Olympics adopted the sport in 1936, it really took off and became a competitive and popular segment in the games.
20.
The first badminton club was started in 1877, but the game didn't take off in popularity until the 1930s. It's considered the fastest racquetball sport in the world, with speeds reaching up to 200 miles per hour. That's 321 kilometers per hour. Despite its popularity, it didn't make its debut appearance in the Olympics until 1992.
19.
Originally called shinty, field hockey dates back to the times of classical Greece era, but in modern day was popularized in Scotland. In 2012, it was the third most spectated sport in the Olympics.
18.
Mixed martial arts, or MMA, has roots all over the world in Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, kickboxing, and other styles of martial arts, but was brought to the United States in 1993 to find the ultimate fighting champion. Many of the styles are Olympic sports.
17.
Originally derived from a sport in ancient Egypt, bowling was popular in Germany before it arrived in the US and became a major sensation.
16.
The first international handball game was between Germany and Belgium in 1925 and is considered the second largest sport in Europe behind football. Soccer football, not football. By the way, football, the word soccer, originally an English term. So, yeah, not American, English.
15.
Of course, like many sports, track and field finds its origins back in the Olympic Games. It's now a very popular sport worldwide, with people all over the world competing against each other, especially at the Olympics.
14.
Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing sports in North America and is played worldwide in Europe, Australia, and other continents. Seeing as how there's only 4 more. Probably not Antarctica. Damn lacrosse penguins.
13.
Since its inception, the bicycle has grown in popularity with its continued reinvention. The first Tour de France was in 1903, and today, around half the world's population watches it on television, which is about 188 countries.
12.
American football is mostly a phenomenon in the United States, but it derives elements from English sports like rugby and soccer. Despite being only popular in one country, the Super Bowl is watched by millions of people every year. Go Bucks! Fire the cannons! Raise the red flags! Wrong hand. Actually, both of these. Boom! Go Bucks.
11.
Formula One racers can reach speeds up to 230 miles per hour, 370 kilometers per hour. So it's unlikely that they can point back to ancient Greece as the starting point of their sport. Either way, starting with the first Grand Prix in 1906, Formula One racing grew in popularity over time and has become an international sport.
10.
Baseball is another American phenomenon that's most popular in the US, but has spread to other countries as well. The first World Series was in 1903, and since then, it's grown to become a major sport.
9.
Originally, boxing involved no rules and bare knuckles fighting, where someone was likely going to die. But as time progressed, more rules and protections were put in place. Still, boxing remains a violent sport that's been banned in some countries. Despite that, it still draws large audiences.
8.
Originating in England, rugby is also a particularly violent sport, but is also one of the fastest growing around the world and in the US.
7.
Invented in 1895, the first Volleyball World Championships weren't held until 1949, and then introduced as an Olympic sport until 1964. It's considered one of the most popular sports around the world, next to soccer, football.
6.
Original hockey may have derived thousands of years ago, but modern ice hockey started in Canada. The first indoor hockey game was played in Montreal in 1875. By the 1900s, the game had grown extremely popular and is now an international sensation. Go Preds, go Lightning! Go Rays from the baseball one I totally forgot to mention while I was recording this.
5.
Deriving from England, the United States adopted tennis early on and championed the sport with almost 17 million Americans playing the sport. While it ebbs and flows in popularity, it's still a multi-million-dollar sport worldwide.
4.
Scotland has the best claim to the invention of golf. Since its inception, it's grown to be a multi-million-dollar international phenomenon with people all over the world competing for prize money. I suck at it. Really bad at golf. Really bad.
3.
Originating in the United Kingdom, cricket is now an internationally popular sport in countries like India, Cambodia, Pakistan, and others. It's also the third most watched sport, with about 2.5 billion people watching it. Whew.
2.
Basketball is a huge sport around the world, with over 200 countries playing and competing against each other. More than 300 million people enjoy playing. With the relative ease of picking up a ball and shooting, it's no wonder basketball has grown to be such a huge sport. Go Magic, go Nuggets.
1.
The enormous popularity of football, or soccer, is pretty common knowledge. Much like basketball, it's relatively inexpensive and easy to kick a ball around on a field, and it's fun too. With the World Cup uniting hundreds of countries to compete against each other, the sport continues to grow in popularity, especially in the United States. God, I miss the Tampa Bay Mutiny, but the Rowdies are great. So, what's your favorite sport? And what are your favorite sports teams? Let us know in the comments below, or tweet your answer to us at List25. If you haven't noticed, I'm a Tampa guy.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.